Hello, amazing people! Welcome back to another episode of Dean and Gertie Explore the World.
We're the Grant family, a family of 4, living, traveling, and exploring full-time in our RV.
In this week's episode, we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we went through as we were talking to Dean and Gertie about transitioning to the full-time RV lifestyle. Hello, everybody, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are the Grants. We are Dean and Gertie Explore the World. I am Jeff. This is my beautiful, lovely, talented wife, Monica, and the stars of the show, Miss Gertie, Gigi, and Mr. Dean, Dean the Bean.
Can I just call him
the King of Beans?
The King of Beans!
The King of Beans.
The King of Beans!
We don't know why we call him that, we just do. It's not that he likes beans or anything like that, he just likes to be called Mr. Bean.
I don't like beans.
He doesn't like beans, he just likes to be called Bean.
Sometimes you have to eat them and after that, it stinks. It stinks of I use the bathroom and it stinks and they regret putting me beans.
Alright, so in this week's episode, we're going to talk to you all a little bit about what we did to begin with as we started to transition the family into full-time RV lifestyle. Part of that initial platform, I guess, for us was to make sure that the kids were comfortable with what we were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had those tough conversations with each other, but then we also wanted to make sure to have those tough conversations with the kids so that they were a part of our decision, they were a part of the process, and they felt like they had some ownership in what we were going to do.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that they were comfortable in doing that because we knew that this was going to be a big announcement for them, for us to make to them anyway. So we wanted to make sure that they understood fully what was going on and that they were comfortable in the situation. So we wanted to make sure that we put them in a good place, in a good spot. So as we had a tough conversation with them, we wanted to make sure that there wasn't any outside influences or anything like that kind of happening as we did it. And so talk to everybody about a little bit about what we did. We created a good scenario. We ordered some pizza, got the kids kind of comfortable, played a couple of games, and so we just kind of had like a family pizza game night. And during that, we wanted to make sure that they were relaxed. And
well, we brought the conversation up and we asked them, what they thought about that and how it would affect them if we were to move into an RV. They were already dealing with Jeff being gone 7 days a week and seeing him a couple of times a month because of his work schedule. So we really wanted to address any questions or concerns that they would have had and do have on a daily basis about, what the challenges that this kind of out-of-the-box lifestyle poses at them. We know that we as adults handle things the way that we do, and we don't always handle them perfect. Well, the kids are thrown into those situations as well. And one of the big things about us and trying to be good parents for Dean and Gertie is to allow them to be a part of those conversations. Do you guys feel like we did that well with you guys, that you guys were able to voice your concerns?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we kind of got into it, we invited them to share their feelings, and I think one of the first steps that we had to go through was really kind of diving in and explaining to the two of them, what full-time RV lifestyle meant, and what that meant for us, and how we were going to kind of graduate into the full-time lifestyle. It's not something that neither Monica and I wanted to jump into too quickly, knowing that these two were still in school at the time when we had made the decision. We wanted to make sure that they had time to fully understand what we were doing. But at the same time, we invited them to share their concerns and their opinions, and kind of go through all of those things. And so as we were doing that, we asked them lots of questions. What do you think about it? And what were you nervous about? What were you scared about? What kind of things did we talk about when we first started talking about it? Can you tell everybody?
Started talking about, like, we're going to move into this new house, sell this old house, go into the smaller house that has wheels called an RV. Much smaller than this house.
Yeah, it was much smaller. We did say it was going to be much smaller. So what were your concerns when we said that? What were you nervous about?
It being like this tiny.
Yeah.
I thought my most concerning thing when you guys were talking about it, I'm like, wait, house on wheels? Well, I could go somewhere. We could go somewhere that I really wanted to go, but I'm going to miss my friends, and I don't want to miss them. Yeah, I only have 2 friends. They have a birthday. I only have 2 friends. I'm going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
You only had 2 friends?
Yeah.
No.
For real, I'm not joking. I only had 2.
Well, you had like 15 show up for your birthday party, so I don't know about
that.
Yeah,
I just picked random people.
You just picked random people to come to your birthday?
So
well,
yeah, I mean,
them.
Those fears that we have as adults, I talked a little bit about, the fear of losing that stability. The kids had that same fear. The fear of leaving their friends, the fear of saying goodbye to their normal, everyday, get up and go life. So addressing that for us was extremely important, and addressing it in a way that they felt comfortable sharing their feelings, whether they were good or bad, whether they were happy or sad, being able to just express what they needed to express. But also keeping them excited about kind of a new beginning. There's always 2 sides to every coin. So if they were happy about something, great. We tried to accentuate that. And if they were upset about something or concerned, it was definitely discussing that and kind of talking about how to overcome those fears. I mean, we do that as adults, but it's also important for us when we were talking with them that we allowed them the space to do and say what they needed to say.
Yeah, and I think having them in that, putting them in that relaxed state to begin with, where we were having fun, we were eating pizza, we were playing games.
When you guys were putting me in the relaxing state, I forgot all about the RV lifestyle and just focused on eating pizza and playing games and all that. Yeah, getting a little chubby.
Well, we asked lots of questions, and we kind of went through some things that we knew that we were going to have to do, that we knew that were going to be big challenges for you. One of those being knowing that we were about ready to move away from some friends and some family and the people in the neighborhood. So we asked how you felt about that, and if it made you sad, or address concerns. And you had questions about how we were going to keep in touch with those people, and we talked about being able to do Instagram and social media stuff and YouTube and all of those things to make sure that you still were able to keep in touch with Grandma and Grandpa and any other friends and family that you wanted to. Another big thing that you guys brought up was having to narrow down and figure out which toys you were going to bring in the RV. How did you feel about that part?
I didn't like that. Dad, I was so sad because he said I could only bring 2 baby blankets, but ended up I got to bring 3.
Yeah, that is true. I did tell you.
I did have a big tub, so I wouldn't bring them all.
Well, how did we kind of do that? We started by, we took all of our toys. Tell them how you guys had to separate all your toys.
Dad walked in and said, you have to separate all of the toys. And one pile will be what you want to take, and the other pile will do what you want to leave in storage. I'm like, tried? No! I tried really, really hard to just put them all, except for the ones I didn't like, all in one pile. I tried to put them all.
Yeah. I think what I did, if I remember correctly, we had 2 tubs, and I told you whatever fit in this tub you could take. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you guys tried to cram every
Everything.
single toy you owned into that little tub. It was bursting at the seams.
The tub was like the size of the, like, from this size to this end.
Yeah.
This, no, like even that, bigger than that.
It wasn't very big. Oh yeah, it was one
This
big
one?
tub that you guys had to both share. And so we started by saying, okay, Gertie, you pick a toy, Dean picks a toy. And then
We
you had to pick
started-
toys. So we made 3 piles. One that you wanted to donate, one that you wanted to put in storage,
Donate.
and one.
Donate.
Yeah, you donated some
No,
toys.
they did.
Where have you been?
You said the ones that you didn't like, we will put in storage. You never said donating it. You come to the say goodbye.
You knew we were giving some to some people that don't and stop banging
Bye.
on the table. So we had the 3 piles that we started with. You guys are full of drama. Don't act like you're a year and a half later and you still don't even miss the toys that you had in storage.
Yes, I do. I want the Alarm Man. I
Oh.
want the Star Wars.
So
Why
kind of
didn't
the scenario that we put them in was I had 3 piles. We put 1 pile in storage. We put 1 pile that we went to grandma's. Actually, we didn't donate it. We actually gave it to
Yes.
grandma.
Thank
So when we went to visit grandma, we had toys at grandma's. And then the toys and the books and the things that we put in storage, we knew that we could come back because we do circle it back around home
once a year.
quite often, a couple times, 2-3 times
Yeah.
a year.
Maybe like once a year.
More than that.
No,
But it
maybe
allows
like
us to
one
go to
month.
storage. We can take the toys that are in the trailer and we
think
can
of
kind
it,
of swap
think
some
it
things
like
out.
this. Take the toys that you don't really want to play with right now. Put them in storage for a little while. Put them in storage like I want to do this. I want to get my Army Men and probably put them in storage for a little bit. And get the Star Wars, because I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh,
we can just donate all our toys that we don't like.
What's funny is that most kids don't realize that their parents already do that.
Right.
They already take half of their toys and put them away and then bring them out and kind of rotate them. So it's pretty much what our kids do. And,
Yeah.
you know, we got rid of the toys that were
Bad.
for the younger years that they had already grown out of. You know, so we did make those hard decisions, and, you know, going through clothes, everybody has way too many clothes, so we kind of pared down what we didn't need and what was too small. And
I still have so many clothes.
Yeah.
I don't even have enough. Dean doesn't have enough shoes. I have too many.
Right.
Way too
So
many.
I think we took way more than we needed, and we're finding on a regular basis that even though we thought we
weren't good enough.
needed all of this stuff, after a year and a half on the road, we have things that we haven't even used, and we thought that we would. That, you know, now as we kind of systematically go back, we're kind of, you know, still whittling things away and getting rid of some things that we don't necessarily need. Another big topic that we had to talk to about the kids was schooling on the road. And that was something that is very important to both Monica and I. And I know we kind of touched about this a little bit in our first video, which was just making sure that we had the right school. And it took us a little bit of research to figure out what we wanted to do.
so just so you guys know, Jeff and I both work. We're both full-time workers, remote. And so when we were looking at school for the kids, we were also looking at finding an option that would work for us, where they would still get a good education and be set up for success later on. The thing that was important to me was that when we make this decision, it's something that's good for all of us. And I wanted to make sure that the kids' education didn't suffer. And I know that there's a whole lot of different options out there. And I'm not saying that any one option is the way to go. And I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for any decision that they have made with their homeschooling for their kids. So
No.
before anybody goes crazy on that one, this is just what worked for us. We found the SCCA, which is the South Carolina Connections Academy, and it is a homeschool program put on by the South Carolina School District. It tracks kindergarten through high school, and it does all of the same requirements, testing, and curriculum that the South Carolina School District does. The difference is that our kids use virtual classrooms and get to learn at their pace, and they have their books and they have programs that they go to for their curriculum. We are there as their learning coach, and we are there to help them and provide them support as they go through this, and they still have their teachers to go to for questions. When and if we stay in this until they graduate high school, they will get a diploma and not a certificate, and that will then carry them over to whatever college they want to go to, and they are still eligible for the South Carolina tuition program if they choose to do that.
Yeah.
That was what was important to us. That doesn't mean that anyone that makes a different decision is bad, or if you decide to make a different decision, it's wrong. It's just what works for us.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stress that because there's so many options out there.
I really liked of that there was some online courses. They sent us the school books. There were teachers credited through the school system. They were able to get online with class sizes of 20 to 30 people, and kids of their own age bracket. They did a ton of field trips. Now, we travel full time, so we were only able to go to a couple of those things, but there were plenty of opportunities for them to meet other kids in their age bracket and in their classes. And I think both of them absolutely fell in love with all of their teachers. Do you guys think that we did a good job in picking the school system? And what did you have fun with, and what didn't you like about that school?
I didn't really like that most of the kids weren't really paying attention and like, coming off mic and saying, oh, blah, 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 and messing up the class, and the teacher had to interrupt and told them to stop and all that stuff.
But that's something that you dealt with when you were in the brick and mortar school too,
Yeah.
correct?
Right.
Yeah.
People interrupting class all the time. Make sure that you're speaking loud into the thing. So
But what
everybody
did
can
you
hear.
like? What did you like about your teachers and the school and the classes?
I think the teachers were really, really nice. When I heard that it was the end of the school year, I was weeping in tears that I didn't get to see Miss Woodruff in my classes anymore.
I think you both were crying.
Gertie,
I think,
give me what you liked about school.
what was your favorite thing about that? About being in the RV and doing school online?
I didn't have to do that much school.
That's not true. You actually had a. Okay, so that's not 100% accurate. Just so everyone is
I think
aware.
it gave the feeling that they weren't, but they weren't in a full 8-hour day.
Well,
by
they
any
definitely
means.
had their 5 hours a day that they have to put in for school. And Gertie actually got additional help in her reading because she was struggling to read. So her teachers were able to very quickly pick up on the fact that she is a little behind in her reading skills. And that was from kindergarten. She didn't apply herself as much as she needed to. And that was definitely identified and addressed quickly with the South Carolina Connections Academy, and they again put her into additional reading classes. She is now not quite up to the level that she needs to be, but she's definitely able to read books on her own with little to no help, and she definitely has a whole lot more confidence in reading. So
Yeah, I would agree with
her
that part.
thought process that she didn't have that much school is crazy because they had language, math, science, social studies, handwriting, PE, and art that they have to do. And those are all curriculum.
And
So-
guess what?
They definitely had work to do.
She didn't have 2 classes. I had 2 classes. I didn't need the help. I had to have 3.
Yeah.
Because she needed extra help.
But you know what?
Yeah.
What'd you think of Miss, your teacher?
She was good. And in kindergarten, in that brick and mortar school, I actually tricked my teachers.
Yeah, she was
Multiple
fooling
times.
everybody that she had memorized the books, so
Yeah.
they thought that she was reading them word for word, but actually this little superstar here was memorizing everything and tricking everybody. So
But,
to
yeah.
kind of move on and without getting stuck on the school program, we both felt that South Carolina Connections Academy checked all the boxes for us. We certainly want you guys to do your homework if you're thinking about that. There are, as Monica said, hundreds and hundreds of options out there for you. This is just one that we felt fit our box and allowed us to be able to work full time and still give the kids the education that we want to give them. Next was. We kind of touched on it a little bit before, but we talked to them about the downgrading of the size and the space and the things that we had available to us in the RV versus being in the townhouse, and how they were going to have to share a room and those type of things. So
Well, we did share a room back at the brick and mortar school.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of
We
things
weren't
that
living
don't
at that
change.
school.
There's a lot of things that don't change. The kids still have chores. They still share a room. You still have the routine. Get up, get ready, brush your hair, brush your teeth, get ready for school. When I say that our life really isn't much different than anyone else's life or our life prior to this, it really isn't, because we do still have all of those same stressors that you guys do. They still don't want to get up, even though they only have to walk to the kitchen table to do their schoolwork. We do still have to, reiterate those themes of what's important and teaching them responsibility. So those things are all still there, and we are very much a part of their day-to-day life, and they are a part of ours, which is why this whole transition in our life, we just wanted to make them know that it was actually going to allow us to spend more time with them, and to spend quality time with them, and to be able to watch them grow up and share these adventures with them and be positive memories in their life.
Absolutely. And I think that we kind of introduced a couple of other things that we had at the house, which was already kind of there. They do have chores, they have routines. We have things that we've set up on move days, on setup days. They have daily chores that they have to do. What kind of things do you have to do every day?
We had to make bed, brush teeth, get dressed, take a shower sometimes.
Homework.
I do not like my homework.
Cleaning their room.
Yeah, multiple times a day.
Yeah, about every 5 minutes.
Yeah, vacuuming.
Yeah.
Taking
the garbage out.
Helping us with the dishes. Dean loves to empty the black tank. In fact, there's a video short about Dean emptying the black tanks. If you haven't seen it, definitely get over there and check that one out.
He loves it.
He loves emptying the black tank.
Yeah, he loves it.
But the thing is that, we're a unit. We're a team, and we work together best when we work together as a team. And these two are two of our reasons why we do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And as they say, teamwork makes the dream work. And for us, we had to emphasize the fact that we needed that team. We need them both to be on our team, but create those things that help them be on the team. Those extra little things, the easy things that set up and tear down, that allow us to do that, like putting out the pads and lowering the stabilizers and those type of things that make them feel like they're part of the team. They all have to be done, and they're easy things to do, but it's tasks that can be dedicated to them to make them feel, again, like they're part of the team. And I think that was a huge part of that.
And now a part of what they get to do is help us decide where we're going to go and what we're going to do and what we're going to see. They're a part of those decisions. Move days are very much about, what we can all do. Jeff does the driving for the most part. I'm navigating, and then the kids are in the back seat, and stopping for breaks and being able to
let the tires cool down.
And letting the kids get out and run around for a little bit. What they're going to enjoy at these different spots. Can we find a campground that has kids for them to hang out with? Experiences that they can take with them later on.
I think that's definitely a big part of it. I'm sure we'll do a video on that specifically about some of the things that we learned really quickly off the bat to try to figure out how we can introduce them to friends, family, and build that community, because I think that's part of it too. So to kind of, without kind of meandering on, there was maybe one or two other things that we kind of went through and we wanted to talk to them about. So one of the other big things that we introduced to them during that initial conversation about where we were doing and where we were going is, what things did you want to see? What places did you want to go? If you had any place in the United States that you wanted to see or you dreamed of or you saw other YouTubers doing, we asked them all of those questions. What would you want to do and where would you want to go?
I want to go on the Mr. Beast hike. I want to go
How about
to
one at a
Hawaii.
time? Sit up close and tell everybody what you wanted to do.
I want to go to Hawaii.
Well, me too, but it's a little bit hard to drive our RV over to Hawaii.
We can fly away.
What else did you say? What else? You told me 2 or 3 things that you wanted to do, and one of them was go to Hawaii. But we kind of narrowed it down that it really wasn't Hawaii. It was just the fact that you wanted to be on the beach.
But I kind of want to be stranded on an island.
You wanted to be stranded on an island on a beach. We did pretty close. We got pretty close. We went to Beaufort. We went to North Carolina. All up the coast. We were able to go down to Goose Island in Texas. We stayed literally on the beach for a month. When we walked out of our front door of the camper, we were right on the ocean.
Do not go there. There was tons of mosquitoes.
I
Well,
wouldn't say don't go there.
yeah,
I would just say pick
Bring
some.
Definitely
some
go
bugs.
there. Just make sure you bring your bug spray because
Yeah.
it was an amazingly beautiful
Oh my
spot.
gosh, yeah.
We were able to do some things down in the
Wait,
in that
500.
area.
500, okay? 500.
Guys, guess what
happened?
500
We were
bug
out
sprays.
of our trailer sitting on a thing, and there was a blue crab walking across the road. Yeah.
That's
a
pretty
big
cool.
one, a
It
grown
was pretty cool, yeah.
Grown up, black.
So we've been able to do some things. So Dean, when we asked, so Sissy said she wanted to go to the beach. What was Dean's big go-to? He wanted to go to the...
I want to go to dig for dinosaur footprints.
He wanted to go
Yeah.
dig for dinosaur bones and see dinosaur footprints. So we
We
made
already-
sure that we did both of those things within the first few months of our travels. We went down to Glen Rose, Texas. We walked in dinosaur footprints. We were able to see the beach. Dean wanted to see the mountains. She wanted to see the ocean. Monica had never been up the East Coast or West Coast, so those are definitely things that we wanted we thought about and we talked about all of the things that we wanted to do, big dreams, and see how we could bring those big dreams into reality for us. And so far, I think we've done a pretty good job. And so really that's, we wanted to make sure that we were also being very realistic about what we were doing, not over-exceeding or overextending our goals, and just making sure that the kids really fully understood what we wanted to do, because we knew that was, again, one of the most important things for us was to make sure that they were part of the team. We wanted them to be involved in the whole decision-making process. And I'm sure we'll continue this conversation again sometime. Probably in the next episode, we'll cover a couple of other things that we talked about as we kind of continue this conversation with y'all, and letting you kind of know who we are, what got us started, how we got started, and maybe we can inspire you or someone else you know. And as always, if you have questions, concerns, or want to just yell at us and tell us how crazy we are, we're happy to oblige that in the comments. Dean, what do you have to say as we wrap up here?
Never stop exploring. Never stop dancing.
Yep, Dean, never stop exploring. Gertie, as always, never stop dancing. What do they need to do if they want to continue to check us out? Anything?
Like and subscribe. You have to like, subscribe, and that's your mission. There you go.
That's your mission. Your mission is to find the like button, the subscribe button, punch it in the
And
face,
find the eagle.
find the eagle.
I have no idea what that even
Find
means.
the
maybe.
eagle.
And Dean somewhere had me hide a tiny little cicada on the cover art of this episode. So if you can find that little cicada, drop it in the comments. Dean, he might send you a postcard or something fun for finding it. So as we say goodbye, we'll continue this conversation as always. Enjoy. Thank you for joining us. Never stop exploring. hit the subscribe button.
Never
Stop.
do not ever lie to us that you found the cicada.
No, stop.
Don't
Nobody's
stop.
going to lie to us about finding the cicada.
Yeah, you
Thanks,
better
guys.
not.
All right. Thank
I'll
you
come
guys.
after you.
Have a great time. Never stop exploring. Hopefully, we'll see you on the road one of these days.
Yep.